Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Rachel Went Shopping, where we talk all things luxury and general shopping addiction. Today I have a different video in mind for you all, where I want to pull up the 𝒩𝑒𝓉 and NBA collection and talk through some of my thoughts, basically a review on the collection and why I didn't end up purchasing anything. So online lately, there have been a lot of mixed opinions on this collection. I've got my laptop open here, ready to go, take a look at everything and tell you my thoughts on all of the pieces and the collection in general. All right, so part one of the Louis Vuitton NBA collection launched on November 20th, this past Friday. This was the first part of a 3-year global partnership. Now, we don't know exactly what that means, how many collections will be included over that 3-year period, but for now, I'm going with 3 collections, 1 collection a year maybe, but who knows how many parts will really be included within the 3 years. All we know is this is the first one. The Louis Vuitton NBA collaboration was designed under the artistic direction of Virgil Abloh, who is the men's creative director. The collection was said to be based on the idea of the player's wardrobe and how that would be interpreted by a luxury brand. Now this covers 3 main areas, which are travels and transits, game arrivals, and press conferences. These are typically the 3 times when NBA players make their biggest fashion statements. The collection features limited edition apparel, shoes, bags, accessories, and more. And Virgil really strives to make luxury versions of things that people will actually wear, which I think is very apparent in this collection, whether you like it or not. So before I get into my thoughts on this collection and show you some of the pieces, I do want to give you a few things to keep in mind because I know largely the response to this collection has been negative. So in this collection, you have to keep in mind that there are 2 parties involved. You've got Louis Vuitton and you've got the NBA, which has agreed to this partnership. So not only are they adhering to the codes of Louis Vuitton, but they're also adhering to the codes of the NBA. What might some of the codes for the NBA be? Probably red, white, and blue, the colors of the logo itself, which is that silhouette of Jerry West, and then probably a basketball, right? Because the NBA is the National Basketball Association. So off the bat, you can probably assume that these 3 things would be included in the collection. It's possible that the NBA even required it as part of participating in this partnership in the first place. So I'm gonna start by cutting a little slack for the 𝒩𝑒𝓉 design team and assume that these were some of the things that they had to incorporate into the collection. I'm guessing that they worked within the guidelines discussed and aligned upon between the 2 parties in the first place. Next, when designing the collection, we know they kept in mind those 3 areas that the NBA players typically dress up, which is for traveling, game arrivals, and of course, press conferences. So do I think this collection makes sense for what it was supposed to be? Yes, I do. Do I think it was expected in some of its design elements? Yes, I also think that. I'd say this collection is very on brand for the NBA, and it's definitely something that I could see the players wearing, the wives and girlfriends of the players, and then passionate fans. Since I am not one of those things, I did not purchase anything from this collection. I did, however, consider a few things just from a collector's point of view, but we cannot collect something from every single collection. I'm sure some people can, you know, and it's easy to force yourself to pick up a card case or a pocket organizer here and there, but I really tried to put my foot down here and say, I am not a huge NBA fan. I do not need anything from this collection. So I did not purchase anything, but I will tell you some of the things I considered and some of the things that were my favorite. So I'll start by telling you a little bit about the pre-shopping experience for VIC clients. I received an email on November 9th notifying me by my sales associate that I would be getting a link around 3 p.m. that day to pre-shop the collection. Around 4 o'clock, I still hadn't received a link, so I followed up with her. She said they were having issues, and I later received a link at 5:04 p.m. When you click that link, you enter an online pop-up shopping experience where they had different setups of the product in Madison Square Garden, New York. You could click through the product, click on certain things to see them up close, to see how they styled them, and then you could click through to shop the collection early. When I clicked through to shop the collection, all of the pieces were still available to purchase. I myself was going back and forth, particularly from a collector's perspective, trying to decide whether or not I should get a card case, maybe a wallet for my husband, or maybe even the DOP kit. At the time, like I said, everything was available. When I checked back a few hours later, most of the white or Antarctica colorway stuff was sold out. So I knew that this was probably gonna be the most popular stuff in the collection. So now I'm gonna pull up the collection on the site and hopefully insert it here on the screen and start talking through some of the products. So let's take a look at some of the apparel first. So starting from the top, you have this knit jacket, which is sort of a shawl collar sweater. I think it's basic, black with an NBA logo, but I actually like the way they styled it. I think this whole first look here would be something that players would wear walking into the arrivals of the game. So that makes sense to me. Then you've got the sweatsuit, which is a cashmere sweatsuit in gray with the stitching of the basketball logo. I think that's definitely something that a player would wear to travel in and be comfortable. So this makes sense to me. I think it's luxurious in the fact that it's cashmere, and I don't know how many basketball players wear cashmere sweatsuits. I think this is Virgil's idea of elevating an everyday sweatsuit that players might normally wear and making it more luxurious. So I get the idea here. I think that yes, it's pretty basic in that it's a basketball, but I don't know what else we would expect here. So I think it's fine. If you keep going down, you've got this blue leather jacket. It's kind of like mixed materials. It looks like it has leather and then wool. This blue jacket is definitely not my favorite. Now, when you get down to the suit, which comes in two different colorways, there's an all black colorway and then there's a gray colorway with the black logo. So I actually love this suit. I think it's really cool. I love that from far away, the NBA logo just looks like a houndstooth pattern, and then when you zoom in and you see what the logo actually is, it surprises you, and I think it's really interesting. I can definitely see players wearing this to a press conference. I think it would be a bit much for a fan to be wearing it, but I think the tie is a perfect way for a fan to incorporate this into their collection and make it more wearable. The material of this suit looks super luxurious. The tailoring looks impeccable. I think this is something NBA players should definitely be wearing. The parka, I think, is very in season with this being a fall collection. Players would wear this to travel in, to arrive at games, etc. I think that the t-shirt is the easiest way for an NBA fan to incorporate part of this collection into their wardrobe. I also really like the jacquard sweatshirt because I like this print so much, and I think that normal people probably can't get away with wearing that suit if they don't play in the NBA. I would definitely recommend this jacquard crew neck sweatshirt. All right, let's talk a little bit about the shoes. So definitely say there's been a lot of negative comments about the Timberland looking NBA shoe. I don't personally know the connection between the NBA and Timberland, so I don't personally get the combination of the two. So I'm not a huge fan of this boot. Maybe NBA players wear Timberlands and that's why they thought it would be a good fit. I definitely thought, for some reason, I liked the derby. The brown derby shoe I thought was different. I liked the glazed calf leather. I liked how the logo was imprinted on the back of the calf leather. And I thought that this was just a unique shoe. I kind of liked it. I think it's weird, but I like weird stuff. So there you go. And then the lower sort of Timberland looking sneaker, I could live without it. When you get into the dress shoes, I did like these. I thought it was cool how they sort of have a mix of the NBA logo and then a mix of the Louis Vuitton logo on the heel. I think this is really cute, like a little penny loafer. I don't know, I haven't seen guys wear penny loafers in a while, so I was a fan of this, especially this one, the major loafer is my favorite because it has the print of the NBA logo going down the side and then it has the Louis Vuitton logo on the top. I think this shoe is really cute. I think the slip-on is a pass. I think $885 for this shoe is a lot. I love this pattern, but I think throwing it on a slip-on was just kind of like an easy idea. My favorite shoe in the collection is definitely this major loafer. I feel like of all the comments I read, the shoes might have had the most negativity. What did you guys think of the shoes? It's kind of hard for me to review them because I'm a nice person. I don't want to say mean things. But I think they're not that great. They're not that special. Like, I kind of want to see a basketball shoe from Louis Vuitton, right? Is that crazy to ask for? So I think the jewelry is pretty flashy and you would have to be either an NBA player or a huge NBA fan to invest in it. I would say if I were going to get one piece, probably be the Loop It bracelet, but again, that doesn't really like shout NBA either. So I'm not sure I love any of the jewelry. I mean, if I were an NBA player though, because I like anything that sparkles, I would definitely be interested in the crazy $4,000 Strauss pendant. But again, that's pretty wild, I think, for the average civilian to be buying to wear on a daily basis, especially because it's like made with crystals and not real diamonds. If it was made with real diamonds, it would cost a fortune. Then let's look at some of the accessories. So I think the court scarf is great, again, in season for players to be wearing while traveling or while arriving at games. I think that the other shawl is like perfect for NBA wives or girlfriends to be wearing courtside if we can ever go back to sitting in the audience of games again. But I do picture that like on wives and girlfriends of the players. And then I also think that this blanket is super cute for basketball players to have in their homes, or even basketball fans. If you love basketball and you love Louis Vuitton, then I could see why you would be interested in picking up this blanket. There is a thermos water bottle, which is $2,360. Pretty expensive for a water bottle. So can't say that I would recommend that. I could see why it's a travel accessory though, and pertains to this collection. I think that the 𝒩𝓉'𝓈 Catch Pilot sunglasses are a little distracting. I don't know if I love the print on the front of the lens. I do think that the Charleston sunglasses are really cute though, if you can pull off that shape on your face frame. There's also a sunglass case, which I could see being a great piece for this collection because I'm sure all basketball players wear sunglasses, and that's the perfect item for them to have, you know, in their duffel bag or their DOP kit with their sunglasses in it and represent this collection. All right, let's really quickly go through the most important part, which is the bags and accessories. First, I want to show you some of the pieces that would have been my first choice had I felt the need to buy something from this collection. So I definitely think pocket organizers are easy to buy, especially if you are a collector. They're something you can easily add to your collection for a small price. In this particular case, I was especially contemplating the Antarctica colorway, which is the white colorway, because I do think it was the most unique. Currently, both are now sold out on the website. I do think that the white colorway is a little bit more rare to come by. The next thing I would have considered if I were a guy or buying for my husband would have been the multiple wallet. I do like the way that the logo looks on the monogram. I think that they do pair nicely together. So if I was an NBA fan, you know, I could see adding that wallet to my collection, which is not very much money. I would say the one piece that I thought was the most interesting was the DOP kit. I really liked the gold chain, how it connected to the zipper that you would unzip that way, and how it had the handle. I think when you think of pictures of NBA players arriving at games in their outfits, they are very often carrying DOP kits or travel kits of this sort. So I think this was the perfect piece for NBA players, and I love how you can carry a top handle like that and sort of have the chain hanging there. I think that was a really cool design detail. I think the belt is something that an NBA fan could add to their collection to own a piece of this for $820. It is reversible, so you don't have to show off the NBA piece if you don't want to. You can just wear it forward facing as a cool monogram belt with a blue buckle, or if you want to speak to the fact that it's from the NBA collection, you could wear it the reverse way. So I think that one was really interesting. I think that the new backpack looked better in the on-body editorial pictures than it did in just the straight product shots. I was like a little bit confused about the size, but then when I saw it on, I liked it a little more. I think that the Christopher soft trunk backpack is a little clunky. I don't love the soft trunk pockets, and I also don't love the white leather trim. I feel like it could get dirty. I'm one of those people that's like, white can get dirty. So this bag makes me a little nervous. I don't love it. I think that if I were to go with one of the backpacks, it would probably be the new backpack. So something about the Neil Messenger, Neil, I'm not exactly sure how to say it. I considered this piece for the 𝒩𝓈 collection, but the more I started looking at it and the more I saw it on body, it started reminding me of a diaper bag. No shade if you own this, but as a mom, I was actually considering it because it looked like a diaper bag, but then it started like really giving me diaper bag vibes, so I'm not a huge fan of this. Again, I think the Antarctica colorway is going to be the most popular one here. The soft trunk foam box, similarly to the 𝒩𝓇, I'm not sure if I love this just because the net detailing I think can come off a little inexpensive looking. I don't think that's like the fault of Louis Vuitton standards or anything. I think it's just a basketball net on a luxury product, and therefore I get it. I get the idea, but when I see it in execution, I don't love it. I think it's a little cheap looking. I feel bad saying that, but again, not my favorite. I do think the red luggage tag with the NBA logo is really cute, and they definitely should have done a luggage tag. I'm shocked that there's not a luggage tag in this collection, but hopefully we will see that in part 2. Now let's talk about the 𝒩𝓇. If you're a 𝒩𝓇 collector, then I know why you have to add this to your collection. Personally, I do not love the basketball net detail. I do think that the net itself does look a little inexpensive. If you were actually traveling with it, I do feel like it could get dirty, especially the white one, which is the best colorway. I know that, you know, rich people are traveling on private jets and they're not shoving their bag into like a carry-on scenario, but still white for a travel bag does seem a little tough. Could I see a basketball player carrying this bag into the arrival of a game with like their clothes in it? Yeah, sure. I think this is the perfect fashion statement. I do love the gold chain detailing. I do love the fact that you can close up the netting part and leave it open or closed depending on what you want to show in the bag. I'm not sure what would be in it to leave it open, maybe shoes if you had like cool shoes in there. But I do think that this bag is definitely not for me, but I think NBA players, 𝒩𝓇 collectors, I could see why they would need this. And I do think it makes sense to the story of the collaboration, which that they needed to include travel accessories. So to sum up the bags and accessories, if I were to buy anything from this collection, it would have been the pocket organizer in Antarctica and the dop kit. Those are my two favorite pieces. Those ones I really thought could represent this collection in my archive. But ultimately, I am not a big enough NBA fan to add these pieces to my collection. I am trying not to do frivolous spending. I just bought a bunch of pieces from the 𝒩𝓉 collection, so I don't need to buy everything from every collection, and therefore I passed on this. The one piece of this collection that's actually not on the US website that I did think was cool was the solitaire set, which was like a 𝒩𝓇 basketball. When I first saw that in an image on Instagram, I thought that it was like a pouch, and I do think that that would have been really cute. Had that basketball just been like a pouch that you could throw in your bag or whatever, that probably would have been my #1 piece to pick up. But unfortunately, it was a solitaire set. I don't know how to play that. Maybe I'll learn, but not worth the investment for me. I also don't see it on the US site, so not sure who was able to get it. I did not see it in the pre-sale, but at first glance, I did think that was pretty cool. Overall, I think like my main thoughts on this collection is that it's mainly for actual NBA players, maybe their wives, and then huge fans of the NBA. If you're not one of those things, then maybe you're adding one of these pieces to your collection because you are just a archival collection. You want to have one of everything in your Louis Vuitton collection. But other than that, I do think that there was not as much interest in this collection. However, online right now, you will see that it's sold out. So I'm sure we'll be seeing these items pop up all over Instagram in the next few months. And I'm very excited to see what's to come from this collaboration and what other ideas they come up with in the future, because out the gate, I do think this collection was a little more expected. So I wonder if there will be a lot more unexpected things coming in the future. Thank you all so much for checking out this video on my thoughts on the Louis Vuitton and NBA collaboration. Please let me know down in the comments whether you loved this collection or hated it. If you did buy anything, what did you pick up? And please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.